the spiritual body of the planet. From our class text, Spontaneous Evolution, as James Lovelock suggested with his Gaia hypothesis in 1972, the biosphere represents a giant, living, and quite aware organism comprised of all the world's cells, plants and animals. Every cell is an aware, sentient entity. Through the evolution of cellular communities, cells were able to greatly amplify the power of their awareness, and in the end, create the advanced intelligence of the human mind. The history of evolution maps the development of advancement of awareness through the expansion of community. Perhaps that evolutionary directive, accumulating awareness through expanding community, offers a clear direction for our currently evolving civilization. Our spiritual bodies are all part of the spiritual body of the planet. I believe that it is through sharing our individual journeys of reclaiming our love temples, as we are doing together, that we inspire each other to reach further than if we relied on our own bootstraps to pull ourselves up. I further believe that through our collective efforts, the temple of the planet is enhanced more than we might imagine, making it a more hospitable, loving place for all life. Remember from our last class that what you focus on grows and contributes to the reality you create for yourself. My challenge to all of us till next class is to daily focus on some positive aspect of the world's spiritual body and your contribution to its temple of love. Perhaps our final class exercise could be a tool for your doing this. Compassion meditation from the Book of Joy. There's probably no word that the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Tutu use more when describing the spiritual qualities worth cultivating than compassion. In short, the Dalai Lama feels that educating our children to have more compassion is the single most important thing we can do to transform our world. But we do not need to wait for the next generation to grow up before we can start to experience the benefits from compassion. Indeed, cultivating compassion for even 10 minutes a day, the Dalai Lama said, can lead to 24 hours of joy. Expanding our circle of concern is essential for both our well-being as well as that of our world. The following practice is adapted from the Compassion Cultivation Training Program. A more extensive series of compassion practices can be found in Jinpa's A Fearless Heart. Step 1. Find a comfortable seating position and let your eyes close if you're comfortable with that. 2. Take several long breaths through your nose and follow this with a minute or two of breath awareness. So we'll just take a few breaths now. Three, think of someone you love very much, a relative or friend, or even a pet. Try to see their face in your mind's eye or feel their presence, and notice how your heart feels when you think of them. 4, feel whatever arises. If you feel warmth, tenderness, or affection, stay with these feelings. If not, just stay with the thought of your loved one. 5, silently say the following lines. May you be free from suffering. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you find peace and joy. 6, breathe in, and as you Breathe out. Imagine a warm light coming from the center of your heart, carrying your love to your loved one and bringing them peace and joy. Seven, rejoice in the thought of your loved one's happiness for a moment. 8, remember when this person was having a difficult time. 9, notice what it feels like to experience their pain. Does your heart ache? Do you have a feeling of unease and conflict with a loved one or experiencing despair or grief? Allow your heart to feel warmth, tenderness, and caring for this person and an urge to help them. 19. Now, silently offer the following phrases. May you be free from suffering. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you find peace and joy. 20. Reflect on the fact that everyone on the planet has the fundamental desire to be happy and to be free of suffering. 21. Fill your heart with the desire that all be free of suffering, perhaps even someone with whom you've had a difficult relationship, and silently repeat these phrases. May all beings be free of suffering. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be happy. May all beings find peace and joy. 22. Allow your feelings of compassion and concern to fill your heart and feel the warmth, tenderness, and caring. Radiate this feeling of compassion out to the world. Okay. Now, a final word on self-care in the practice of compassion. Compassion can get confused with empathy and lead to taking on the suffering of others to the point of self-detriment. In her book, Help for the Helper, Babette Rothschild, psychotherapist, researcher, and author, outlines the dangers to the nervous system becoming overstimulated by prolonged exposure to pain and suffering. This is called compassion fatigue. She delineates the skills needed to genuinely care for others without going into collusion with their compromised coping mechanisms. These include honest self-awareness of the internal signs of stress and overwhelm, and ways to promote healthy emotional boundaries and clear thinking in the face of others' distress. I see all these skills operating in the service of love that includes both parties in any relationship. Again, I exhort us to grow in these skills as part and parcel of tending to our spiritual body. Till next class.